using your voice as a tool for self-expression, healing, and also authority when you need it.
Yeah, I think a lot of the times we don't realize that our voice can actually be utilized as a tool, and we can use our voice in a way such as to command respect, to convey so many other things. I think we all instinctively know this, but we forget it.
We forget it, and we can train our voices, as we have as hypnotherapists, to get the best out of them.
Exactly.
So listen to this week's episode of Get Real with the English Sisters. Mind, health and anxiety. The pauses are just as important, aren't they, as the voice?
You're absolutely right.
Do you remember when we first heard Back in the Day? We first heard
Back in the day.
First heard our voices on those cassettes we used to record. Do you remember we used to record our voices for revision?
Really?
You never did.
No, I can't remember. Oh yeah, in the 80s.
Well, yeah.
We're talking like 90s.
I said back in the day.
Back in the day was definitely
When we
right.
were little,
yes,
when
we
we
were
13, 14.
Yes. Oh gosh, yeah. Oh god.
Do you remember when we
used to hate the sound of my voice?
You used to have to press a button, and when you used to hear it,
you'd cringe.
is that what we sound like?
Yeah, isn't it funny that
We can't
basically
hear ourselves.
99% of people will not like the sound of their voices when they can hear it played back. So if you watch a video or something, you think, oh no.
Why?
I don't like the sound of my voice. Yeah. Isn't it funny when yet we can hear it, but it sounds different to us when we're speaking?
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
It is weird, yeah.
That's what happens. I remember when in the year 2000 our family was videoing everybody and what are your memories and everything, and I remember here when I used to watch myself back and I think, oh no, I used to cringe when I heard my voice. I used to cringe so much.
I
love my voice. I'm so used to hearing it now.
You're so used to, because with the podcast and all the videos and everything we do as English sisters, I still don't like my voice when I hear myself speaking Italian.
Oh, Italian.
Because I think, gosh, I've got such a bad accent. I'm very like critical. I never want to be recorded when I'm
speaking. The English accent?
No, just the sound of my voice in Italian.
Is it higher?
No, it's not higher, but
it's more high pitched.
Is it more high pitched?
Probably. I remember when we first had our little ones, I didn't want to speak to them in English. I wanted to speak to them in Italian because it was more like lovey-dovey, la 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 la.
Yes, Italian.
Musical.
It is musical, isn't it?
Bella di mamma.
Yeah.
Quanto sei bella. Oh,
Bella.
mio.
See, it's got all these
Bello.
lovely. It does. And there's lots of E, the I sounds at the end of it, so it creates this kind of musicality. Yeah. But I think we all have a lot of power in our voice, and a lot of power that we do not realise. No. It's kind of like a hidden magical source. I think that if we learn how to use our voice, we can really put emphasis on what we want to obtain, and it's amazing how people will listen to you. I think that's one of the first lessons I learned.
Yes, the slower you speak, the more people listen.
Not only the slower, but it's also the tone.
Intonation.
The intonation, so your voice goes a bit deeper than normal.
So do you think, like, if you find that people don't listen to you much, do you think it's worth like going and taking a voice coaching course?
Yes, I do. But I think if you don't want to take a voice coaching course because it might sound like it's a bit much or it's an investment, which would be a good investment, I think that even if you just become consciously aware of your voice. Do you remember as mothers as well? I remember the first time I would like be shouting and thinking, my gosh, I'm shouting and I'm not getting the results I want. Like, hurry up, come on, let's not be late. And then once when I remembered we started studying NLP, I suddenly realized what I had to do instead of shouting is to actually lower my voice. I remember that, and I did it. And I remember saying, come on, but like, not even like that. Sounds really high pitched now, but I don't know how I said it. But I remember these two little ones, they just turned around and it worked. And I thought, gosh, it's working. Why is it working? It's working because the deeper you go, even if you're a lady, it doesn't matter, but you can still use your voice. The deeper you go, the more it sounds calming, I think, and the more it sort of came off as a command almost, but
soothing.
a soothing command.
You must do this now.
Don't make me laugh. It's not you must do this now. It's like instead of, well, even that, you know, like you say it in a voice that does not convey command.
You must do this now.
I mean, that does, and now say it with a voice that you like.
You must do this now.
Exactly. What you've actually done is that you've lowered your voice on the word now. So that means the word that you lower your voice on.
But it's not lowering your voice, it's the tone of voice.
The tone, you've deepened your voice.
Deepened.
Yes, that's correct. You've actually you must do this now. So the now
with
you've gone
good little
down
look.
with a good little look. Yes, definitely. And I think if we all learn to use our voice as a tool.
Well, I think if you use your voice like that and you're looking someone in the eye, it's a very powerful and emotional and healing
It is.
tool as well, isn't it?
Very
Imagine if
healing.
you're talking to your loved ones or your children and you're actually giving them that eye contact and not necessarily telling them to do something, but even if you say, I love you so much, and you actually look at them and, you know, hug them.
It's a different thing to
Same
say,
thing.
you
I
know
love
how much
you.
I love you, yeah, or I love you.
Yeah.
You know, I think when you hear that kind of sing-song voice, even like when, you know, like when you pick up the phone and they say, hello, this is Leather Motors speaking to you, and you can hear that kind of sales pitch voice.
Sounds false, doesn't
It
it?
does sound false, and you think, oh, I'm not even going to be listened to. But I think if they took a pause and they said, hello, you know, it's, well, I mean, this is, don't laugh at me now. You know what I mean, but I have to explain it.
Of course.
Yeah, so it's not like this this kind of voice that just, they all sound the same, don't they?
They do. And also I think if you're speaking, I mean, people in authority, if you notice, they speak a lot slower, they have deeper voices, they're a lot calmer, they're not all frenetic. And, you know, it's like almost as if they're thinking before they're speaking. So they're calibrating their words. They're looking at what words to use, what's going to convey the message across importantly.
Yes.
And whether you deserve importance as well.
Yeah, that is very true. And in the meeting, you'll find, like, if you have 4 or 5 people there, they'll sort of lean in to listen to what the next word's going to be, as opposed to just like switching off when you're in some kind of a monologue, in some kind of a talk, when you're telling them things that you can say the same things, but with different tones.
Exactly.
With different tonalities in your voice. If you think of it like a musical instrument, and you're just banging away at the guitar strings or just banging on the piano. Whereas instead you're actually carefully plucking the strings, carefully thinking about making this sound like a melody, something that somebody would want to listen to.
Something worthwhile.
Something worthwhile, definitely.
Something worth your time.
Yes, otherwise you just turn off.
Switch
It's
off,
like
don't
those
you?
robot voices. Like if I ever hear this,
I hate those.
yeah, on YouTube, and I just hear a description, it just doesn't. I just don't like it.
No, makes me feel anxious.
Yes. In the future, they'll probably get a lot better at that.
They will get better.
The AI will get a lot better at that. That's another discussion for them, and they already have.
They have to.
Yes. But that's a different thing, yes.
But do you think you have like a more persuasive powers then if you know how to use your voice?
We know you definitely have persuasive powers. I can see even in my own personal relationship with my husband, how I used to speak before I knew all this and how I speak now. I can see I definitely, I mean, just like the other day, we were at breakfast and he was reading the news on his phone. And all I had to say to him, all I had to say was, I just said, we were both eating breakfast. So I said, hello, hello. And then he put his phone down and then he connected with me eye to eye, and I almost got emotional, and he got emotional. He said, oh, sorry. And it was just one word. I just said hello, and I meant I'm here. Either why are we having breakfast together? This used to be our moment for connection. And now he says, no, I'm just reading the paper. But he's reading it on his phone. But he says, I'm just reading the paper. I don't get much time afterwards. But I thought, yeah, but we're right now. You know, before we would be communicating. Yeah, we would be talking about something. So even just one word, and I have learned to lower my voice a lot with him, especially when it's something that is really important to me. And I find that when I don't use that, no, it doesn't work. It just doesn't go in. So if I want to tell, he always says, oh, wow, you do tell a good story. So like if we watch a film and he falls asleep, so I'll say, tell me what the story, tell me how it ended. Then I'll tell him. And if I just tell him in a boring voice, he doesn't like it. I see he switches off. But then if I tell him in an interesting voice, there's a big difference.
Well, that's like when you tell your children stories, isn't it? When you're reading a story, if you read it in a really boring, monotonous voice, who's going to, like you were saying, you were at the lawyers the other day, and they were just reading out the contract in a really monotonous voice, and everybody switched off because you just can't, your brain can't absorb the words.
It was all the same tonality completely. It's like
as if they'd had pauses and shifts, and then you're legally binded to obey and sign this contract. You think, hey, wait a minute.
Oh, hang on a minute. Terrible. What's going on? Yeah.
Instead of just, you're legally binded to obey and sign.
It's a bit like the news, the way they broadcast the news. You know, that's kind of that kind of same voice. They don't say, you know, they don't exaggerate too much with their voices.
No.
They would convey too much pain otherwise. They would probably get too involved, emotional themselves, because how can you not, you know, if you say, and there were 2 people killed last night, you know, they just say, and then last night on that area there were 2 people who were shot and killed, and then they go on to the next news, and it's all like very, I think you're right, you know, that is also a way of being kind of neutral, and they're taught
from it.
They're taught to speak that way. But imagine if they told it like,
well, first of all,
it would be far too much for all of us.
Yes. I mean, some of them do that when they try, when it's like clickbait, don't they?
Yes, but I mean,
they do that to hook you in and like make it sensational.
Yes. There's a kind of, but I'm talking about like world news, you know, not just the sensational news.
Yeah, but the world news, unfortunately, has become very...
It has.
Have you noticed how we're getting really monotone?
Are we?
Yeah.
No, I have not noticed it, because...
We were getting really monotone as we were talking about the world news. The interesting and curious thing about your voice is that you can really use it to heal yourself as well. If you're feeling very anxious, you can just speak to yourself very in calming, soothing tones.
Right,
that are going to soothe you a lot. Or
you mean have an inner dialogue that's calm, or just speak to yourself?
You know, when people talk to themselves,
affirmations,
you hear them talking
all the time.
Expletives and all sorts.
Yes.
Instead of, if you just changed an expletive, for instance, and you said, whatever it was you're going to
Yeah,
say in
yeah.
a really calm, low tone voice.
Yes.
It's going to change it. Instead of, you're not going to feel the same way. It's not going to give you that impact.
No. Especially if you say it really slowly as well. Yeah.
It'll probably just make you laugh, or you disassociate it with it. Well, what are you thinking of?
No, I was not thinking of a word in particular. Were you trying to get me to say a word now?
I know, because I was just thinking, if you're thinking of a word in your head, if you are listening and you're thinking, oh,
Yes.
F off or whatever, and you
Yeah.
say it really slowly, in a
Yeah.
really low tone.
Right.
F
Yeah.
off.
Like in slow motion.
Yeah, it's not going to have the same effect on your brain, is it?
No, and it's going to slow you down.
Yeah.
It's going to force yourself. You will be slowed down by it. And by slow down, then you'll be calmed.
Then you'll probably take a deep breath, and then you'll feel calmer and you'll feel less anxious.
Definitely. We have this little toolbox that we forget about. And it's in our voice.
It is.
And it's a voice that other people can hear. And it gives off so many unconscious messages that we're not aware of. Just the way we're communicating with other people. We're just simply not aware of it.
No. And have you noticed how, because we did languages as well, have you noticed how when you speak a different language, how your personality changes?
Completely. Not completely, but definitely quite a lot. Yeah. Once again, if I speak Italian, I suddenly become more vivacious. Like what you said, my voice may be louder.
More frivolous.
Frivolous. Well, it depends on the subject, but maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Frivolous? What does that mean?
No, I just don't know.
What are you saying, frivolous?
Well, more like easygoing, carefree, because it's not your own language.
Oh, right. Yeah, I never thought of that.
Light-hearted.
Not really.
No, do you become the opposite, more serious?
Maybe, because, I don't know how I become. No, I don't think so. No, you're right. It probably is more frivolous.
Think about it next time.
I'd have to think
you speak.
Yeah,
if it makes you laugh when you speak Italian.
Some words make me laugh a lot because
Yes.
they're really cute. Like some words I obsess about that are really funny, like spiffero. Every time I hear that word, spiffero, it just sounds...
It's a gust of wind.
Yes, it's really funny to me. But I don't know if other people find it funny. It's just the sound of some words are really cute in Italian.
It sounds comical, doesn't it?
Yes, to me it does. But there's lots of sounds that are very musical in Italian. Yeah, they're different. But
it sounds a bit like Figaro, doesn't it? Spiffero.
Figaro.
Yeah.
They can. Changing the language you're speaking, if you do have that ability, does definitely change you.
Yeah.
It does change your personality, so it makes you think, why?
Why?
Why? Is it because you learnt that language when you were in... Obviously, I learnt Italian when I came here on holiday, so what goes on? What's a background?
Yeah, light-hearted.
Yes, holiday, even though now I've been living here for 40 years, the same as you, almost 40 years, so it's not really our holiday.
We still do feel it's like a holiday, don't we? Feel very blessed.
Very blessed.
Because of the good weather.
Yes, I think it's also because, coming from being born in the UK and London, we certainly feel that the weather has a massive impact on how we perceive our lives, I think.
But also, I think when you speak Italian, your personality does change a little bit, and your voice tones
Yours changes a lot, yes.
Mine used to be a lot higher before I studied hypnotherapy. I had a very high-pitched voice compared to now.
Yes. I remember that. You used to say, oh my gosh, how am I going to use my voice? And you had to sort of learn how to use it.
I did have to learn.
Yeah.
And
I did as well, and not just you, but you had a naturally higher voice.
We studied conversational hypnosis, which means we do therapy while just using our voices. If you like, you can go and listen to one of our recordings on
Yeah.
YouTube, our meditations or sleep hypnosis, and you'll notice that before we did this, before we trained our voices to speak like this, there was a period where, like, our family members would be really horrified and
They
say,
would
"What
be
are you doing?"
annoyed. What? That's not your voice. Speak normally, they
Yes.
would say to us. Stop speaking like that. You're training. You're training on us. Don't. I remember especially your husband when we went on a holiday once. He was saying, "You're both doing it now. You're training." In a way, we were training.
We were training on the go.
Yes, we were training and we were learning all our new skills and we were putting them into practice.
But maybe it made them feel a little bit uneasy because before they were used to us being all la 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 and all high pitched.
Yes.
And then they felt that we had a certain kind of authority.
And they thought it wasn't
was destabilizing.
It
for
was
them.
very destabilizing and it wasn't real. They thought, why are you faking it? You're like faking this different
we weren't
voice.
faking though, were we?
No, it was just the voice that came out naturally
when we were learning.
after learning. But I remember once at the airport, I remember your husband was saying, no, this is just too fake. Talk like yourselves now. This is not how you both talk. What is it? And we were thinking, isn't this how we talk? Because the more you practice, the more it becomes an unconscious competence. And so you therefore think that's how I talk.
Becomes part of you.
Because how you talk is
you.
Is you, yes. And when you're a baby and you start learning language, you model both parents or the caretakers around you. That doesn't mean that that's how you naturally talk. That's how you were taught. That's how you learned how to talk. So if your mother perhaps had a very high-pitched voice and
very anxious and talked very fast.
Yes, exactly.
You were modeling, or you might have had a parent or a caregiver that was very calming.
Yes.
And you speak very calm and monotone, maybe when you're talking to people, you don't convey enthusiasm, and so people think, "Are you okay?
That's
Is there
very
something wrong? Are you
common.
feeling tired? Are you lethargic today? What's going on? Are you all right?"
That's so common. You think when they say, how was your holiday? Oh, it was lovely, thank you. And you think, really? Was it lovely?
That's even quite exciting.
Yeah.
The way you said it.
Because for me, I put a lot of emphasis. I would say, oh, it was wonderful.
No, but I mean the way you said, oh, it was lovely, thank you. That's already quite a lot of emphasis.
Yes, I find it difficult
You find
not
it difficult
to put
be
emphasis.
Monotone.
Yes.
And more, it would be probably lovely, thanks.
Yeah, that to me conveys, even if you're smiling or you weren't smiling.
No, but if you say lovely, thanks.
Yes.
And you put a little fake smile.
Yeah. It sounds like it wasn't lovely to me. But maybe it was. Maybe you were brought up in a family that didn't really use either their hands or didn't use expression much. And their tones of voice were very... like monotone, like very quiet as well. Sometimes you have that when you learn to talk like your mother and your father, and they're like whispering. So they have, you may find that you have difficulty in conveying your ideas. For example, even at work, people have difficulty listening to you. You've got to think about that, because that can make a big impact on your life.
Yeah. And all you have to do is like go on YouTube or something and just look at a few. There's even free videos, isn't there?
There's so many of them of how to train your voice
to be more confident.
Exactly. Yes, and how to use.
I'm also thinking of like,
pauses.
When you phone a doctor up or something, because you have to phone a specialist or something, and they answer, yes, how can I help you? Okay, yes. Okay, 1 minute, please.
Yeah.
And they're so, you can actually feel the anxiety. They just want to put the phone down.
Goodness me.
And it doesn't give you confidence, does it? It doesn't make you feel good afterwards. You think, oh, was I bothering them? I shouldn't have phoned.
Yes.
Whereas if someone says, hello.
Yeah, how can I help?
Yeah.
Nice. And then they pause and then they give you the time to speak. And I can understand that perhaps a lot of health professionals are saying,
very stressed
yes,
out.
this is... it's easy for you to say, but if you have to
No,
answer
but I think
phone
if
calls,
health, we've worked with a lot of health
yes, we
professionals.
have.
When
That's
we
why.
train them, they realize that using the power of their voice, even if they have to speed things up, but it still makes the patient feel listened to.
Yes,
Doesn't
yes,
it?
yes. There's definitely ways of using your voice in all kinds of work. No matter who you are, whether you're still at school and you can use your voice to convey your ideas and even speak to authority members in a way that demands respect. You can use it in any kind of context.
Yeah, so how are you going to be using your voice for change? To make you feel better, calmer, less anxious? Let us know. Send us a text. I was going to say send us a voice message.
So I
but
was
it's
going to
be
say
harder, isn't it?
that will be harder.
But whatever. Just come and say hi on social media, on our podcast episode, whether it's Apple Podcast, Spotify, or YouTube. Come and see us.
Yes.
Come and say hi. Lots of love and smiles from the
English sisters.
Bye for now. Bye-bye.
Bye.